So we have talked about adjectives as modifiers, and remember, an adjective modifies a noun or a pronoun, so a person, place, thing, or idea. Now we're going to talk about adverbs. So an adverb is a little more complex because an adverb can modify a number of things. An adverb can modify a verb, which is typically what we recognize adverbs do, but it can also modify an adjective or even another adverb. So it's going to tell how, where, when, or to what extent. So now in these notes, we've broken it down to that how, where, when, to what extent. So the how ones, here are some examples: carefully, kindly, easily, silently, slowly. So these tell how something was done. For example, there we go. All right, Leah ran the race easily. All right, so the adverb in the sentence is one that was given as an example. So it is easily. So that's the adverb. But the verb that it modifies, so what was done easily? Ran. So easily modifies ran. Now, next, adverbs can tell when something was done. So, for example, yesterday, first, soon, or already. The sentence I want you to put is, I started piano lessons yesterday. So, the adverb in this example tells when, and it is yesterday. But what does yesterday modify? So what was done yesterday? And it's going to modify the verb. It modifies started. Now the next one tells where. So for example, there, here, everywhere, outside. So the sentence I want you to include is, the squirrels had buried acorns everywhere. Now the adverb that tells where in this sentence is everywhere. But what was done everywhere? So what is the verb? It modifies buried. Now, the to what extent is where things get a little trickier because all of these modify verbs, but when we talk about to what extent, these adverbs can really modify anything. So they can be modifying those adjectives, they could be modifying the other adverbs, so you have to be careful. So the examples I give you are almost, very, totally, less, and extremely. And the example I'm going to give you is, the milk carton is almost empty. Now the adverb in this sentence is almost. But almost does not modify a verb. Instead, what is almost? It modifies empty, right? Because it's almost empty. But again, empty is not a verb. So what does empty modify? What is empty? Empty modifies carton. And empty, carton is a noun, so we know that empty is an adjective because anything that modifies a noun is an adjective. Now for the negatives, we do have things like never, not, nowhere, and nothing. These are, in fact, adverbs. So for example, she never answers the phone. The adverb in this example is never, but what is never done? So what does never modify? It modifies the verb answers. She never answers.